Welcome to Tzu Chi This week. I'm Terry Poo. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan, Singapore, and Malaysia make pilgrimages to celebrate the 48th birthday of Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi volunteers offer financial and emotional support to foreign refugees who have fled to Jordan. In Malaysia, care recipients reciprocate Tzu Chi's kindness by donating spare change and practicing recycling. To mark the 48th anniversary of Tzu Chi, Master Cheng Yan's disciples in Taiwan, Singapore, and Malaysia celebrated the occasion by making pilgrimages, gaining wisdom through the Master's teachings, and praying for a world free from disasters. Participants used the time to overcome personal obstacles, garner blessings, and repent for past mistakes.
Forehead against the ground, palms up towards the sky, 226 Tzu Chi volunteers take 3 steps before prostrating in a pilgrimage to honor Tzu Chi's birthday. Through the pilgrimage, Master Cheng Yan's teachings and sutra chanting, Malaysia's Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers settle their hearts as they celebrate the 48th anniversary of Tzu Chi.
Through these activities, volunteers can humble themselves and calm their hearts. I believe everyone can walk away filled with Dharma joy.
Among the participants is 3-time participant Huang Xiuyu, who is making the pilgrimage this year to garner blessings for her father who suffered a stroke.
I want my father to get better soon because he has been in the ICU for a month now.
During the chanting of the Buddha's name, one volunteer repented for hurting her parents in the past.
In my mind, I remembered all the things I did wrong, and I felt very remorseful for not listening to my parents.
Synchronized in step and intent, together the volunteers hope to clear their minds of distractions and gain enlightenment on the Bodhisattva path. The same determination to obtain enlightenment can be seen in Malaysia's Kedah, where nearly 400 Tzu Chi volunteers and members of the public made the pilgrimage despite the rain.
It was sprinkling this morning, but I held to my faith and just pretended the rainwater was sweet dew, sustaining me on my journey.
As well, over 400 participants joined the morning Dharma study session at the Johor Bahru Jingsi Hall via a live feed with Hualian's Jingsi abode. Afterwards, participants started on their pilgrimage.
This was my first time participating in a Tzu Chi pilgrimage. Afterwards, I felt that my outlook on life has changed and that I have something new in my life now.
In order to make room for as many participants as possible, Johor Bahru Tzu Chi volunteers have been organizing and practicing for this day since March, all in hopes of accumulating blessings for the world.
The world is filled with disasters. We really need to do our best to repent for our wrongdoings and do our part to better society.
Putting their words into action after the pilgrimage, members of the public sign up to join Tzu Chi's ranks, either as a member or a volunteer. Singapore Tzu Chi volunteers also gathered to celebrate Tzu Chi's 48th anniversary. First, disciples gathered at the Singapore Jingsi Hall to gain wisdom through the Master's teachings. And then everyone headed outside for the pilgrimage to celebrate Tzu Chi's anniversary.
Tzu Chi has grown rapidly in Singapore in a short amount of time, but through the pilgrimage, we can remind ourselves to remain steadfast on the Bodhisattva path and not to get lost in distractions.
During the pilgrimage, all participants faced and overcame both physical and mental hurdles. Although 89-year-old Li San-mei couldn't prostrate during the pilgrimage, she still prayed earnestly for a world free of disaster.
I can't read, but I can gain Dharma this way, so I was glad to participate.
Another participant was Zheng Yumei, who has taken time off from work to join the event for 6 years in a row.
My thinking is this: my mother is the one who raised me, but the Master is the one who nurtured my wisdom. So that's why I am so respectful and filial towards her. She has helped my wisdom to grow.
Saying goodbye to 48 and hello to 49, disciples of Master Cheng Yan the world over are united in their hearts and minds. 5:20 in the morning, 301 Tzu Chi volunteers gathered at the Jia Yi Liaison Office in Taiwan, preparing to start their journey of enlightenment. With each step and each bow, the heart of Tzu Chi volunteers is cleansed by the sweat that pours from their bodies. Zhang Yuchong originally believed she couldn't prostrate the entire journey due to a herniated disc. However, with mind over matter, she fulfilled her wish.
I was worried about this pilgrimage at first, but after participating today, I felt very relaxed because with every prostration, I repented for my wrongdoings.
No matter if it's garnering blessings for a loved one or facing physical ailments to conquer, the message is the same. It's not easy to walk the Bodhisattva path, but it's one worth the effort.
To raise environmental awareness, Nehu Tzu Chi volunteers held an Earth Day event at Dahu Park. Meanwhile, in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers visited students with special needs and teach them environmental protection through fun activities. But first, we go to Tzu Chi's Lingya retreat in Kaohsiung and join Tzu Chi volunteers in relocating trees.
Taking a closer look at the trees that decorate the front of Tzu Chi Lingya retreat in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, the cement blocks that hold these trees are cracked. In order to give these Madagascar almond trees space to grow, Tzu Chi volunteers are giving them a new home. First, the crew carefully removes the surrounding concrete. Next, they uproot the tree and ready them for transportation. After spending 5 years together, volunteers are giving these Madagascar almonds a warm farewell by wrapping them up securely.
5 years ago, when we were renovating the Lingya retreat, we brought these Madagascar almonds without much thought. When a typhoon hit this area, 2 of them were blown over.
Only thinking about beautifying the retreat and not the tree's well-being, today volunteers are repenting for their short-sightedness and are sending the Madagascar almonds to the Dashu Recycling Center.
The Dashu Recycling Center sits on a big area, and so we are moving the trees there so that they can continue growing.
Tzu Chi volunteers work carefully to ensure the longevity and health of the trees. Meanwhile, also in Kaohsiung, a group of children with disabilities are learning about water conservation through fun games.
Walking like this, the water won't spill.
We are here to teach them about environmental protection and conserving the Earth's resources. They were very careful and we saw how much heart they put into it. It was very moving.
Through games like this, Tzu Chi volunteers hope these children can gain a better understanding of how best to love the planet. It seems that the concepts have taken root.
What you don't finish eating, do you put it in the trash or refuse bucket?
Refuse.
Bring your own utensils.
Plant more tree.
Make sure the water is fully turned off.
These small actions accumulate to form one grand gesture, that of loving our Mother Earth.
I'm Hong Yunzi.
Today is the first that Yunzi and I are hosting the show. Please excuse any mistakes.
Yes, please excuse any slip-ups.
Although new to being a host, Hong Yunzi, however, has plenty of experience in steering her thoughts away from eating meat.
I'm the only one in my class that orders a vegetarian lunchbox, even though sometimes I think my classmates' lunches with meat smells appetizing. But when I think about the animals that are killed because of it, I happily eat my vegetarian meals. I think because I am a human in this lifetime and can listen to the Dharma, I should seize my precious time on earth to gain as much blessing and wisdom as I can, so I can live a good life in the next as well.
Before April 22nd, which is Earth Day, Nehu Tzu Chi volunteers held an event at the Dahu Park in Taipei City to raise environmental awareness. Activities included making vegetarian dishes with Tzu Chi's instant rice, demonstrating how Tzu Chi's eco-friendly blankets are made, and since it was Family Day for many, the opportunity to teach the young and old to sort recyclables was not missed. Together with performances by other community members and the Taipei Water Department booth, the day was a success with everyone coming away with a better idea on how to make every day Earth Day.
As the number of foreign refugees in Jordan has grown to over 610,000, the Jordanian government has found a massive influx beyond its power to manage. Tzu Chi volunteers in Jordan therefore have extended their network to help more refugees in need. Let's take a look.
Located in the Middle East, Jordan neighbors Syria, Iraq, Palestine, and Israel. Its stable political environment makes it a preferred choice for refugees. Lying on a bed is Iraqi refugee Lamuya, who underwent surgery for her kidney problems and bladder stones. Unable to afford the medical expenses, Lamuya was fortunate to encounter Tzu Chi volunteers who helped pay for her surgery. In 2006, Lamuya's family became victims of religious persecution, forcing them to flee Jordan. After years of struggling in the country, she and her family finally acquired refugee status in Canada and will leave for Canada on April 28th. As a farewell gift, Tzu Chi volunteers gave the family $500.
Alhamdulillah.
Also bathing in the joyous atmosphere is this Syrian family. Tzu Chi volunteers gifted the 11-year-old boy with a walking aid, helping both the boy and his family take their first steps to leaving their despair behind.
In Yunlin County's Linnan Township lives Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Tsai, who used to live in a dilapidated house without a water heater. Thankfully, with the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, his tattered roof was fixed and a water heater was installed.
The roof was damaged in an earthquake, so whenever it rained, it leaked. I had to use a bucket to catch the water.
Living on his own, 61-year-old Mr. Tsai suffered a work-related spinal injury 10 years ago. Unable to make ends meet, his living environment has fallen to the wayside. When he wanted to shower, he had to rely on the sun to warm the water first.
I intentionally let the sun in for heating purposes.
Through a neighbor's referral, Tzu Chi volunteers started to care for Mr. Tsai and gave him monthly subsidies to help.
Life is better with someone to care for you.
We are like your family. With his roof fixed and a water heater installed, we said to him that he should shower every day, and he listened to us. He treats us like family members.
Tzu Chi had originally planned on renovating Mr. Tsai's home. However, while waiting approval from all the property's owners, Mr. Tsai's friend found a charity who helped repair the roof and installed a water heater, greatly improving Mr. Tsai's living condition.
With people helping him, he is much healthier, and now his house is more comfortable too. His spirit has improved as well.
Of course, it's more comfortable to live in. I thank the many kind-hearted people who have helped me.
Surrounded by the kindness of many people, Mr. Tsai has finally opened up his heart to let others in.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers of Taipei's Zhongshan district recently visited a solitary senior to help him clean his home. However, with the home cluttered with countless cast-offs and without water and electricity, how the volunteers manage? Let's find out in our next report.
Before discarding any item, volunteers first have to go to owner Mr. Liu for permission. However, his answer is the same each time. Volunteers find themselves in a predicament, as Mr. Liu's home is filled with so much clutter that there isn't even space for him to sleep. Items block the doorway all the way to his bedroom. The cramped space makes it difficult for the volunteers to move around.
It's as if he wants to hold on to memories of his youth. It gives him hope. He's very nostalgic when it comes to his photos, photo albums, and antiques.
17 volunteers form a line and pass items down the corridor. Seeing how hard volunteers work to clean his home, Mr. Liu finally agrees to keep only the items he needs. A once cluttered home has now been transformed. Thanks to the volunteers, Mr. Liu can finally settle into a home worthy of that name.
In Malacca, Malaysia, we meet volunteer Yang Zepei, who has improved on his bad temper through his attendance of the morning Dharma study group, where he takes in the Dharma through Master Zheng Yan's wisdom at dawn broadcast.
I wouldn't hurt others when I was angry, but I would throw things.
In the past, he would throw things at us. Everyone would stay away from him because we were afraid of him.
Repenting for his past bad behavior is volunteer Yang Zepei.
I used to be very stubborn and wouldn't try to think of ways to solve my problems.
Thankfully, after attending the morning Dharma study group, Yang started to change for the better.
The master said that we need to take the Dharma to heart, so I decided to attend the morning Dharma study group. The study sessions have helped me discover answers to my problems.
After watching the Wisdom at Dawn broadcast, Yang Zepei has learned to get rid of his temper and now even shares the Dharma with those near him.
I will tell myself to relax whenever I'm angry. When I go home, I will ask myself why I got angry and repent for my bad behavior.
When I encounter problems, my husband will share the Dharma he has learned with me. He will remind me not to complain.
Now he rarely loses his temper. Sometimes he will share words of wisdom with us.
Thanks to the morning Dharma study group, Yang Zepei has got rid of his bad temper and continues to change for the better.
In Taiwan, Keelung Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yingmei started volunteering at Tzu Chi Hospital in 1991, and throughout the following 23 years of service, she has been there to help wherever and however needed. Let's learn more about her story.
From living a life of luxury to living a life of humility, Lin Yingmei is sharing her life's wisdom.
In one of the Jingzi publication books I read, Master Zheng Yan said the most beautiful hands she came across were the hands of Lin Yanggang's wife. As the wife of the president of the judicial yuan, she did not have to lift a finger, but her hands were weathered with use. At the time, I looked at my own hands with red nail polish and cried because I was ashamed. My hands were pretty, but not useful. Right then, I cut my nails, removed the polish, and let go of the help. I told my cleaning lady that I was going to start doing my own housework from then on.
Lin Yingmei started walking the Tzu Chi path in 1991. And in the 23 years since, she has yet to stop bringing comfort to patients and their families at the Tzu Chi Hospital.
When patients wait for a long time to see a doctor, they will get upset. So I will tell them, please just wait a bit longer. The doctors are thoroughly checking each patient, which is why they have to wait so long.
Through volunteering, Lin Yingmei has become a changed person, something that has not gone unnoticed by those around her.
In the past, my mother was very stern. If I didn't greet an elderly in the right way, she would say to me, "Where have your manners gone?" She kept us on edge, but over the years, I have felt she is no longer as sharp with us.
Lin Yingmei also observed the many obstacles those who are deaf-mute face when coming for medical treatment, and thus learned sign language to help. In assisting more people, Lin has also, in a way, fulfilled her dreams of becoming a nurse.
In Malaysia's Langkawi lives a couple who suffers multiple diseases. Since 2005, Tzu Chi has provided them financial and emotional support. In return, the couple decided to adopt bamboo coin banks and practice recycling on Tzu Chi's behalf.
Even a simple movement like picking up the recyclables is hard for Solisa, as she suffers high blood pressure, diabetes, and bad joints. However, she still insists on collecting recyclables on behalf of Tzu Chi.
Before, I collected and sold recyclables for money, and I used the money to buy food. But now I give all the recyclables to Tzu Chi.
Solisa's 60-year-old husband, Subian, also suffers multiple diseases. Though their 3 sons all have jobs, they still couldn't make ends meet. Thankfully, over the past 9 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been around offering financial aid, and their kind gesture has moved the couple to join Tzu Chi's ranks.
If someone needs help, I can help them too. Since I've received so many people's help before, now I want to reciprocate by donating in the bamboo coin bank.
The money made from selling snakes gives Solisa a chance to do good deeds, as she saves half of her day's income in the bamboo coin bank on a daily basis.
If business is good, I will save more. Normally, half of my daily income is for household expenses, and the other half is for Tzu Chi.
Sometimes charity work is really appreciated. Not all Tzu Chi care recipients are willing to reciprocate. However, this couple is so committed to Tzu Chi's work, and their spirit has motivated me to carry on volunteer work whenever I encounter obstacles in the process.
With Tzu Chi's loving encouragement, the couple also has a chance to extend their blessings to those in need.
We stay in Malaysia but go to Penang. Students of the Tzu Chi kindergarten recently visited a grandma with handmade cards and snakes. With children's genuine care, the grandma was moved to tears.
Each drawing and each flower has been crafted by the children's own hands, as they hope to take warmth and love to their care recipients. These 13 students from Tzu Chi Kindergarten are all winners of a campaign promoting the practice of good habits. To reward the students, their teachers organized an outing so that they could bring their love to care recipients. This 80-year-old grandma is a dialysis patient, and her son is paralyzed from the waist down following a stroke. Students brought homemade snacks and offered them to the family. A simple song brings joy, courage, and tears to the grandma's eyes.
Because I can see the uncle is miserable. Because he's sick, so we should give him courage and cheer him on. Before leaving, students present the grandma with a handmade Jingsi aphorism poster as a source of encouragement for the days ahead.
We go back to Taiwan at the end of our show. PTA of Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School organized regular tea services for teachers as a way to thank the teachers' dedication to their children. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching Tzu Chi this week. Goodbye.
Now my heart's full of love. I won't bend in the wind.